Soren's secret garden sleepover. Soren packed his favorite blue sweater and his stuffed rabbit, Barnaby. He felt a little flutter in his tummy, like a tiny bird was trapped inside. "Will I miss home too much?" he asked Dad. Dad knelt down and gave him a big squeeze. "Grammy Bee's house has its own kind of magic," Dad whispered. "You just have to look for it." At the front door, Soren gave Mom a very long hug. The car was packed, and the sun was beginning to dip behind the trees, painting the sky in shades of peach and violet. "I'll see you tomorrow morning for pancakes," Mom promised, kissing his forehead. Soren took a deep breath, gripped the handle of his suitcase, and stepped toward the car. Grammy Bee's house was tucked behind a fence of tall, nodding sunflowers. She stood on the porch, waving a checkered tea towel like a flag. "Soren, my favorite explorer," she called out. Soren climbed the wooden steps, holding his suitcase with both hands. The house smelled like dried lavender and old, happy memories. Inside, everything was different from home. The floorboards sang a little creaky song when he walked, and the grandfather clock in the corner ticked with a slow, steady heartbeat. Soren wandered through the hallway, looking at the strange, beautiful paintings of sailing ships and glowing stars that lined the walls. It felt like stepping into a storybook. When the sun finally disappeared, the flutter in Soren's tummy came back. He sat on the edge of the big guest bed and pulled Barnaby close. He looked out the window at the unfamiliar trees and thought about his own bedroom and his own glowing nightlight. It felt very quiet, and the quiet felt very big. Suddenly, the door creaked open. Grammy Bee peered in, wearing her bright flowery apron and a mischievous smile. "I was just about to start the secret ingredient cookies," she said softly. "But a kitchen is a very lonely place without a brave assistant. Would you like to help me find the chocolate chips?" In the kitchen, the air turned warm and golden. Soren helped pour the chocolate chips, and Grammy Bee let him stir the heavy wooden spoon. A cloud of flour puffed up from the bowl, dusting Soren's nose and making him sneeze. Grammy Bee laughed, a sound like silver bells, and the flutter in his tummy finally flew away. Soon, the house was filled with the sweetest smell Soren had ever known. He sat at the wooden table, swinging his legs, and took a big, careful bite of a warm, melty cookie. It tasted like butter and cinnamon and the feeling of everything is okay. He realized that Grammy's house didn't just smell like old memories, it smelled like new ones too. Grammy Bee led him to the velvet armchair and pulled a giant, leather-bound book from the shelf. As she read about brave dragons and hidden islands, Soren leaned against her shoulder. Her voice was like a soft, hand-knit blanket, wrapping around him and making his eyelids feel heavy and happy. That night, Soren tucked Barnaby under the quilt and climbed into the big bed. The moon peeked through the lace curtains, painting silver patterns on the floor. He realized that while home was wonderful, Grammy Bee's house was a special world all its own. He closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep, already dreaming of the sunflowers and the secret cookies.